Live. I thought I'd go live because I took that live feed from yesterday down because I wanted to. So I figured I'd repay everybody. All 15 of you that stuck around. Anywho. See if anybody comes in here. Looks like I got the circle of death. Alright. Good deal. I still booked 2 trucks. Wait, no. Checked on 2 trucks, booked 1. Friday is going to be a big day. I'm sorry for the noise, but I'm not idling, not using the APU. I got the windows open. I'm in this small truck stop here in Wichita, Kansas. And it's $10 to park here at night. But hopefully I'll be out of here by then. Had to do the 7-3 split. And which is dumb. I hate that. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. I like using it, but then when you get all your hours messed up, you kind of lose track of what you're going to gain. So you can't really book anything, nor should you, unless you know exactly when you're going to gain hours. I'm thinking I'll gain some in 4 hours from now, but if not, I'm here for at least 8. So I know you don't like keeping ELD, keep trucking ELD. You don't like it? We don't have keep trucking, but yeah. So we're just kind of hanging out. I gotta catch up on some paperwork. There's a couple of things I should be doing, but I'm not. Rumbly truck. It's a beautiful day though. It's not too hard or hot. It's not too warm. It's not raining. And doesn't seem like too many fentanyl zombies around here, so we're good there. Doesn't look like a homeless camp, so we're good there. I imagine this place fills up pretty quickly in the evening. Oh, I gotta put my glasses on. Oh, now I can see. Big Houston, Cassius King, what's up? Mike Bright, Shannon, Creature, 937, Mr. 13 Eefy, John Armstrong, Cluster Trucker, Big Houston, Don Schonger. You're in Columbus. That used to be a good place to be, but not as much. What's up, Lord Safety Guy? Cool Trucking, what's up? Need a rescue for the rescue. 63 in Ohio today. Nice. I heard there's bad weather heading that way. I went through that last night. Love your new green screen. Looks like you're in the truck. Look at Pale Rider. Got jokes, right? Pale Rider's got jokes. T-Bone, 52 Rain, Michigan. No, that's the thing. So here's some trucking tips, you new people. Okay. The driver that I picked this load up for, she told me about this customer and told me to lay out. I looked at Google Maps, and on Google Maps it looks like you can park on the shoulder in front of the facility. However, they use the terms park at your own risk. So what I ended up doing is going to Google and look up the reviews of where you're delivering. Let me rephrase that again, or let me say that again. If you need to know how long a place may or may not take, go to Google reviews, and that can help you get an idea. And so what it'll also do is give you a tips on checking in. It will give you tips on where the door is. It'll give you tips on how to talk to the people. It'll give you tips on the right routing. There's a place in Gardner, Kansas that if you're not, or no, not Gardner, where is it at? Kansas City. Anyways, near Gardner, Kansas, that if you go a certain way, it's a no truck route, and your Garmin or your Rand McNally won't see it. And so I did that and realized that I don't need to go all the way to the customer. We're just going to have to either be late or we'll make it work. And then I remembered there's the 3-hour pause button. So that's exactly what I did. I shut down. I should have shut down in Topeka. However, I decided to go a little bit further, and it almost cost me. I literally got the last improvised spot at the travel center, which was about an hour and a half away that I hit, because I figured there'd be nothing by the time I got 30 miles from the customer. But more importantly, I went through some really bad weather, and I've got skirts on this trailer, which if you know me for any length of time, I despise skirts on trailers. I don't mind skirts on ladies, but I hate skirts on trailers. And so that became intense. It was hailing and everything. And then when I went to bed last night, I did a little short clip on the other channel talking about the hail. You know, you could hear it, whatever. So it was kind of a bunch of nonsense, but anyways. Now all the reviews. Now here's the caveat to using Google. The most recent reviews were within a week, and all of them were 1 star, 1 star. I was here for 7 hours. I was here for 8 hours. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna camp out here. I've got my food. I've got my water. I got my coffee, and they literally had me done in half an hour. And then the broker's calling me, super impressed because I kicked gas and got the load done on time without any violations or anything like that. And yeah, so created a good bond there, because he was on the impression that we were going to be 3 hours late, and they were going to have to work me in, right? Work me in. Oh, I heard, okay, so bad weather triggered that little conversation. After I get empty, going to Huntington, West Virginia to reload. The dude, I'm new here. What's up, dude? Storm Chaser, Riddler, hello. How about skirts on guys? No, not really. Dutch, hello. Hopefully you left a good review. No full dress, Riddler. I did not leave a review, but I probably will. Usually Google asks me, hey, you were recently at this place. Leave a review so people will know. But Google reviews can be a decent tool. I mean, at least can kind of give me an estimate, right? Now, what kind of caught me off guard was I was hoping to do my 7 hours over there, and then I could see what I had left and book something after that. Because there's actually some freight coming out of here. I was really surprised. However, if I kill my whole day, I'd rather just, you know, at least head to Joplin, maybe get something out of Joplin to get towards the house. Because I got a funeral wake to go to on Friday. So, speaking of John Armstrong, I got to see him in his physical form yesterday. Got to meet him and his dog. I've met John already before at Matt's, but checked out his truck, and he's got this really ugly trailer, but he can't help it, right? He can't help it. And we chatted for literally 3 seconds. I bet they are Dutch. You can buy tactical kilts. Did you know that? Like with holsters and everything. Can you imagine me in a tactical kilt? That would be very interesting. But yeah, this place really surprised me, right? It really surprised me. So, but beyond that, YouTube's been kind of quiet today, which is surprising considering everything that happened yesterday. I guess everybody got out of their system. And this particular convenience store has a little old Mexican lady making Mexican food here. So there's some redeeming qualities with this otherwise kind of nasty place. I didn't think I could imagine you were in a kilt. Now I'm trying not to. Cass's game. That's funny. That's why I said it. I wanted to put that picture in all y'all's heads. Since you're a safety guy, can't you approve yourself some personal commands? No, because number one, if I personal convey to Joplin, that's pointless. I mean, I've got 60 hours to my clock. And if I find a load out of Joplin, then, it looks like I'm advancing the load. So just be legal. I should get my time back in 7 hours or in 4 hours. And if not, it'll be in at least 6 hours. So we'll be all right. Top Dog, what's up? Just called on a load from Prosser, Washington, going to Denver. Product biomass. I pinned them down. It's a weed load. Wow. I can imagine I can imagine you with blue painted face in what that guy's name movie. Let's see. Stock market crypto is way down. I'm pretty sad right now. How are your investments looking, Rick? Crap. Let's look at Robinhood real quick. That's not my only investment, but I'm afraid to look though. Not bad. Not as low as it got on last week, so not too bad, but I'm still down 50%. Yes, I said it. 50%. Don't forget your mask. Tacos. Finally scored a direct customer, 600 miles, 607 per mile. Wow, Top Dog. In uncertain times, people invest in the dollar. Well, my guess is that once I get my time back, I'll look at the low board and there'll be a big fat zero. Except for something picking up tomorrow. So we'll see. We shall see. But 1 Bitcoin and 4 Ethereum. Wow. They need vans. Where are you located? Everybody needs vans. A lot of these companies snagged up all this freight, holding promises that they may or may not be able to keep. And so eventually this stuff's going to start hitting the spot market again. So it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Just weather the storm. You'll be okay. And if not, did you die? No. You'll be alright. Northeast Mississippi, that's a good spot. I can easily get loads from Springfield to Memphis, no problem. Or I wonder how far that is from Searcy, Arkansas, with Jonesboro for the Deadhead. There's constant loads out of Springfield, Greenfield, Branson area that do the that go to that area, I guess. Red Diesel, thank you very much. Thanks for the $10. That makes sitting here for the next 4 hours worth it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Red Diesel. Warren Buffett says he wouldn't pay $25 for all the Bitcoin in the world. Well, you know, I could care less what Warren Buffett says. Desert Okie Pam, what's up? He can afford it. Red Diesel's cheaper. I get it. It took me a second. Hey, check out the U-Haul guy. He doesn't know scale etiquette. Look at that. He's afraid to park. I don't blame him. Reason why I got the good rate, because it's going to Florida. You know, rates coming out of Florida actually ain't too bad. We've got 2 or 3 guys running back and forth down there that are actually doing pretty good. He's too busy manipulating the stock market to be worried about Bitcoins. He dumped all of his Wells Fargo run from that terrible financial institution. He also eats McDonald's every day. Truck Diver, what's up? It's 200 miles from Springfield, Missouri to Searcy, Arkansas. Very good. Very good, Big Houston. I'm going to be that U-Haul guy. Dave, don't sit in front of the cat scale. And you're in for a rude awakening. You're in for how people treat you in a box truck. It's not nice. I did 1,200 miles in a box truck last summer. It was not fun. Nathan Ebro, we appreciate your opinion, Snorelord. Thank you, Nathan. I'm not sure what opinions I've made here lately that I kept public. Oh, but thank you. Thank you for the $19.99. You must have an iPhone. Thank you very much. That will buy some, hopefully keto-friendly tacos later. But I'm not eating until, another 4 hours. So in 4 hours, the magic happens. I can eat something, and I can hopefully get out of here. Or book something, at least. You're going to park the fuel island too? That's fine. That's fine. What are they going to do? Pull your airline? Pull your pin? Welcome to Headbanger, Red Diesel. Thank you very much. I got a new member. That's why you dollar cost average buy consistently. U-Haul doesn't have cruise control in their big box trucks. They don't? I rented a Penske truck, so I had cruise on that. They probably don't trust people to use their cruise. I like parking the fuel line for my home time. It seems to be the MO at some truck stops. I passed by the Pilot in Kearney, Missouri. People were camped out there. They're bringing a brick. Yeah, but I'm out of coffee, by the way. I gotta either make some more or go in here and purchase more. Bricks are handy tools, Dave. You can use them for your gas pedal. You can use them to make a point. You can use them like a hammer. You can use them to smash an old school TV. You can use them to intimidate, home builders. You can use bricks in many different forms for many different reasons. In fact, bricks are so popular that somebody was dropping pallets of them during the Riot World days a couple of years ago. $22, thumbs up, you get 20 more. Thank you, LVC. Everybody keeps asking me when I'm going to bring CDN on. Probably not until next week. Unless I get home tonight, then there's a possibility tomorrow, but I don't know. I told him I'd rather do it in the evening. A lot of people like to steal my thunder in the morning. And doing it at noon, there's just too much going on with the safety thing and the dispatch thing and that kind of thing. But the load I booked today for someone was a decent rate, close to $3 a mile, so we're good there. And rates are up a little bit this week. They may not show that on paper or on the apps or whatever, but they are definitely up because, well, there's less people running because they're afraid of their trucks getting searched and seizured. I seen a truck driver park in the fuel island and go take a shower, and it was a solo driver. That was a bonehead big time. All drama has subsided. Most bits are removed and we'll never learn. Short haul rates are still good. Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, both those comments. The drama never subsides. So there's that. I watched your old video of you getting your new 660, no gray hair. I know, right? I look so young and docile and innocent. Like that dude had no clue what he was doing. That guy in that video that you're talking about has no clue of what he was doing. Sage News, what's up? I used to collect glad hands from fuel. That's a good idea. Another driver had a good idea. He said, put a bolt seal on the back of the trailer. Even if it's already got a bolt seal, put it on the other side. You can buy them at every truck stop. You're not vandalizing anything. You're making the load more secure. And so when they get to the receiver, they can't open their door because most people that park in the fuel island probably don't have bolt cutters. Trucking made me old, yes. In the southeast anyways. Yeah, I mean, yeah, truck driver, yeah, I will agree to that. Short haul in the southeast is really good right now. Tag along, good morning, champ. Yeah, trucking made me old, Dutch. I was fine. I was a fine specimen of a human being till trucking got a hold of me. And then I got physically whacked. I got mentally whacked. You know, it was a strain on everything. But, you know, you soldier through it. Now I'm healthier. Now I'm happier. And relationships at home are really strong. Was 21, now 52. Still going at it. Good deal. Good deal. Ogar, what's up? Someone named Ogar just sent me a text about some voting thing. It wasn't you, was it? So yeah, we're just killing time. It's a beautiful day out here. We should go for a walk, but it's noisy and people are scary and somebody's yelling. I was angry yesterday, but I'm over it today. Bring back cab overs. Tim, I agree wholeheartedly with you. But with fuel becoming like 12 bucks a gallon probably, cab over is probably the last thing you want. Especially in the wind. I actually got good fuel mileage for this trip. I was empty going up to Kearney. I was at 9.5, 9.6, and then by the time I delivered I was at 8.2. So that's cool. I'm happy about that. You could still be welding boats? Ugh. Yeah. It's funny, a buddy of mine picked up a load of boats out of the company that I used to weld for. I kind of miss welding. I've thought about buying a small welder and just messing around at home. I've got the wiring in the garage to do it. Whoever had the house before us was a welder. He had things marked welder 1, 2, and 3, and it has the right plugins. Now another favorite pastime is, sorry for the, is to clean out your trailer on the fuel island. That's another one. That's another pastime. When you're back. Yep. How's DOT birds going? I don't know. I passed the Harrisonville scales. There's a few trucks in there, but I had the green light. Well, there's no light if you're going northbound, but the sign was closed. They had a big word out. And depending on, well, if I go home via 400, I won't hit a scale. So I miss welding myself. I was good at it. I MIG'd and TIG'd. My specialty was MIG. Aluminum, mind you. So you have to push the weld, right? To get that shine. That was pretty good. I've welded steel, aluminum, that coated stuff, whatever that's called. I welded that. That stuff's nasty. You can't get a clean weld. It smokes like crazy. Galvanized. Steel, aluminum, galvanized. I've done flux core, MIG, TIG, and flux core. And flux core was interesting. So we had to weld on these rail cars, and you had to weld up. So you pretty much had to do the pattern going up to build it to get the penetration in. I'm sure a couple of you are laughing right now at that comment, but it was I lasted about a week doing that. I did not like that at all. Wow, you're a welder. I'm also a certified welder, but that was a long time ago. I was never certified like by OSHA standards. I learned through the School of Hard Knocks. I never went to the Tulsa Welding School. That was the popular place to go. I learned an auto body class in high school. I learned how to spot weld, and then when I became a grinder over at Tracker Marine, I had to fill in the holes, and I got tired of bugging the welders to do it, so they put a welder in my corner, and I learned how to do it, and And next thing you know, I started practicing on scrap metal. Somebody took me under their wing, and that's been welding since they were 10, and showed me the ropes, and I passed tracker's test and got a bump, $2 an hour, and had fun with it. And then I left that company because I was laid off because, you know, Tracker's a bunch of bastards, and went to American Products there in Stratford, Missouri. And something's gonna blow up. And did that for, I think, 2 years. And that was custom fab. So one day you're running a CNC machine, the other day you're doing these little tiny boxes, electrical boxes, you're TIG welding those. Then, you know, and then sometimes you're doing these big panels. My favorite were the signposts that you had, like, basically 1/4 inch thick of metal plates that you had to weld together. Those were so fun. And they had the exhaust thing, so you can, like, literally have the tube sucking all the fumes so you weren't breathing anything. That was fun. But anytime that I needed to do something in a hurry and it was about quantity over quality, I hated that. You know, I'm the guy that wants to do a custom weld. It looks good and it's functional, not just, here it is, grind it off, you know, that kind of thing. So I keep a little 110 portable splatter box flux core welder on my truck. Really? Wow. Big stick for me. I've never stick welded. That's the only thing I have not stick welded. I've used flex core, inner shield, and a lot of jet rods. See, I don't even know what that is. That's how awesome of a welder I am. Just for emergencies, that's good. Oil field stuff. Now that I see, right? You could sneeze wrong and break those trucks out there, right? I got certified in arc vertical up, overhead, and MIG vertical up. I did the flux core vertical up, and the guy thinks I was waving at him. And I was certified by that particular company. It was Trinity Steel out of I forget where they were out of, but the conditions were so dangerous that corporate was there because their safety rating was at like a D. It was like literally 1 point from them closing the plant down because they had a guy have a they said he had a heart attack, but no, he was welding in standing water because they had no roof over this damn place. So that's why I lasted only a week there. Good morning, Raymond. My favorite is 718 low hydrogen. Again, I have no idea. The cleanest shop I've ever was in was Polar. You know, they make the tanker trailers for us big semis. They had a plant in Springfield, and that was the cleanest shop I'd ever seen. I went in there and applied, did their little welding test, and they said that I was too big for the job that they were looking for. And they didn't like the fact that I didn't follow any instructions 100%. So, because they showed me a plate and said, do it just like this, but I want it in 3 stitches. But then I was looking at the plate and said, well, just like that, you mean like a straight line across or 3 stitches? And he was like, I said just like what's on this plate. Okay, so I did a straight thing all the way across. And he's like, you're out. You're gone. See ya. I have never underwater welded. I think that's the highest paying welding you can do because it's extremely dangerous. So that and pipe fitting, pipe welding, that's got to be on it. Oh, and I have a friend that's an old Metalhead friend of mine that is a welder for Boeing. Like they have to take x-rays to that stuff, which is good. Because if you're welding airplanes together, you might want to make sure that that weld has penetration. He makes good money. He's got like 88 guitars and probably enough records and albums to fill 4 music stores. And he lives out in California even. Use a flux. No, you don't. Well, you need to time warp us, LVC, to a better time. But no, I was actually, but I was a pretty good welder. You know, if I had to relearn, you know, how to set up the machines and stuff, I could probably still do it to this day. Although my beard might suffer with the, I did not have the beard back then when I was welding, so there's that. And I probably developed some kind of disease because of the aluminum that I was constantly inhaling. I have used the plasma cutter, and yeah, they are awesome. Again, not friendly for the beard. All the sparks and fires and stuff. My eyes couldn't handle being constantly on the hood. I loved auto hoods. You get a good auto hood, man. It was great. But I got pretty good at the nod that, you know, closed the hood. I've still got that hood, by the way. I still got my old school welding hood. I used it to watch the solar eclipse a couple of years ago, a few years ago, whenever it was. I welded billboards for 20 years. Most are still standing. Well, that's good. Broker's like, I had to contact the broker. I was like, hey, are we good? Here's a picture of the lumper check. Like, we good. I burned my retinas before welding. Hurt like hell for days. Yeah, you know, they pulled a prank on me one day, and I was inside the boat welding the internal welds while we were trying to get the quota up, so they were welding outside, and so I was getting flash burns and not even realizing it. Next thing I know, I woke up at 2 in the morning with the eye flash and burnt skin. I was pretty pissed off about that. You know. Now, I was never the guy that would like, oh, I got to do this quick weld real quick and close the eye thing. I was not that guy, but I was pretty safe when I was a welder. I did almost chop my fingers off, though, on some sheet metal. I tripped over my line, and I, you know, caught myself like that right on a piece of sheet metal, and I still got damage. That's why I'm never going to be Eddie Van Halen, because my dexterity is not as good as it once was. Safety squint, yeah. Safety squint. Yeah, and that's a good way to burn your face too, sunburn your face. But no, man, you know, my biggest thing with welding was manufacturing at that time. I mean, granted, this was like 20 some odd years ago. All the jobs were going to other countries, whether it be Canada, Mexico, or China. And so there was this constant axe, you know, in every single factory that I've ever worked for, or manufacturing plant, has always laid its people off, and I was always on that list. except for one. The last one I actually quit. I walked out on them because I was criticized for helping someone who needed help and no one else would help them, and was yelled at like a child. So during lunch I went and got all my tools and my helmet and put it in the car while everybody else was gone, and then at the end of lunch I walked up to one of the guys I trusted, handed him my company issued auto hood that was expensive, and said, tell them thanks but no thanks, I'm out of here. And apparently, now ironically, a few years later I would actually go pick up a load there, and I talked to one of the people that were still there, and they were like, yeah, when you did that, it threw the whole line off, and they ended up firing the foreman because he couldn't keep up with demand at that point. I said, well, I was helping him keep up with demand, but you treat your employees like crap, that's what you get. There's management skills that need to be learned, right? And yeah, so they suffered a little bit. Now, with that being said, if I would have stayed, I would have been laid off anyways, because what they did was they laid off all their welders and then rehired them through PenMac or some other temp service. So now you were making half the money with no benefits, doing the same work that you were doing before. And that was a common practice with a lot of factories. It's that lean manufacturing BS. The same thing that gives us good rates on the just-in-time that literally, was destroyed 2 years ago. But so I was over it. I didn't want, I'm not good retail, right? So I didn't know what I was going to do. And that's when I became a school bus driver. And then I graduated to truck driver. I did the same thing with my welding helmet to watch the eclipse. We were at a wedding reception, had a line of people. I have a picture of bride wearing a helmet. Nice, LVC. That's pretty cool. The company I work for almost always pulls for Siemens, Germany. They have some amazing robots now, even some that do micro welding. Yeah, we had a robot welder at a Tracker. It would do the two skins come together, and it would weld down the middle. My wife was mad until everyone wanted to see the eclipse, even little old ladies. Yeah, and I had to make sure I had the right density, right? I think I had a 13, which is pretty dark. And I think they recommended at least a 10 or above for viewing the eclipse. So yeah, if you can imagine me with my welding helmet looking outside going, okay, solar thing, cool. But the trippiest thing about the solar eclipse was all the shapes in the shadows. That was kind of neat. And the tint of what the sky, what everything looked like. That was kind of neat too. Like a bad Instagram filter. TJ, what's up? But no, I'm like I said, Ratman Roden, he runs a metal shop over there in Dallas, and he told me, you need to come on in and let's see what your welding skills are. I'm like, I might do that. Maybe. But I'd be curious to see if I still got it. I wouldn't know how to adjust the machine anymore, but I think I'd still be able to do it. But again, this is a problem. But I still have my old welding sleeves, my welding helmet, my hard hat if needed. Actually, the hard hat's in the truck here. I actually kept one of the sleeves for skin cancer stuff. So you can put the sleeve on. But I got this really dark tinting that's on this, partially on this side of the window, that's removable. It's not permanent tint, that's illegal, that's DOT illegal. Waiting on a CAT scan, load lock fell and hit me on top of the head. Huge gash. Dang, man. What are you doing headbanging with load locks? I'm gonna give you some trucking advice, TJ. Don't do that. Load locks are dangerous things. You have your cutoff tool on your truck? That'd be a good way to get those bolt seals or locks. You know, there's a time when I've lost keys and I've had to cut my own lock. And then, like, I have a spare tire on my trailer when I'm pulling my actual real trailer. You know, that's got perfectly good tires, by the way. And the lock got all gunked up with road grime and stuff. So I had to use my electronic bolt cutters to cut the lock off for Love's so they could use my spare, because they didn't have a tire. Love's didn't have a tire. That's like Subway not having bread. Jeez, TJ. What the hell? I can't even look at that, dude. Jeez. You alright? Are you brain damaged? You should be at home drinking coffee with the wife. You should be. In my experience in the trades, welders are the ones I don't mess with. Crazy MFers. And look, every experienced welder told me the same thing. Do this for 10 years and get out. Or become foreman where you don't have to do the work. Or, you know, or become executive or whatever. Because that's about what your body can handle doing it 40 hours a week. You know, regardless of how much safety gear you have on. But welders, you know, here's the thing. So Tracker Marine had this, like, we'd rather have 2 welders at $12 an hour Hold on a minute. We'd rather have welders, 2 welders at $12 an hour versus paying one good one for $20 an hour. That was how, and it just amazed me, because you can actually save if you get the one really good welder that does quality work that never comes, the stuff never comes back, and pay him more than what you're paying the other 2. You're paying him less than the total of the other 2 that are doing shoddy work that constantly has to come back. And gee, the plant that I was at went out of business. They had to lay a bunch of people off because costs got too high, quality got too poor. I wonder if there's a correlation with that. I kind of wonder. And we had a pro fisherman that would come in. He would use, and the boats that I welded were the Tracker Tundra and the Tracker Avalanche. They stole their names from Chevy. And Toyota, right? And they were constantly coming back. They had such bad reviews online, because what they were trying to do is they were trying to make an aluminum boat look like a fiberglass boat, which requires a lot of grinding. That was what I started to do. Unfortunately, when you grind aluminum, it becomes real soft, and so you have to put this marine grade body putty, which is where I came in, and it looked like crap. But if it didn't look like crap, that meant that the boat was going to fall apart. So you had to choose one or the other. So they got the robot welds down, and they put such a good thick weld that you didn't need the body putty anymore. The Bondo marine grade Bondo. And so they refined the process, but the back of the boat. That was what was always breaking with the pro fisherman guys, because it was a concept that just didn't work. Not on a mass scale. Like if you want, and someone said to Tracker, you ought to like market this as a custom build, not a mass produced thing, because custom build, when we had the time to really take, and really dig into those welds and make sure the grinds are good and make sure everything looks good, those boats came out pretty spectacular. But the more they rushed, the worse they got. And so next thing you know, Tracker's known as the always save of boat companies, but they're the biggest out there because they've ate up everybody else. And I don't enjoy that world anymore. And so that's why I got out of the gig, I thought about having a mobile welding service, but you need some equipment and some gear for that. Probably more than you do in used to be more than you do for a truck and trailer. Now it's probably about even. My brother-in-law has been a welder from when he left school to now, 35 years for one company. See, I would have done that. I would have done that, but the way corporate America works, the way corporatism works, they don't want that. They want to keep laying you off, and then they rehire the guys that are on the lower end of the pay scale. Your brother-in-law caught a staph infection from welding. Yeah, you got to be careful. TJ, I hope all goes well and feel better. Yeah, don't get a staph infection from your headbanging accident. I enjoyed cutting and fitting better than welding. No, welding was... I hated grinding. Because now I take this most beautiful weld and I had to grind it. It looks dumb. I love my old riveted boat. Well, like I said, Tracker doesn't use that technology anymore. It was a failed technology. But, it was a job, so. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about corporatism. I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about welding. I learned a lot about auto body work, ironically. And I learned just how cheap the stuff is that they put on boats. Now, the greatest thing was when I switched to research and development, helping build molds for the fiberglass boats. And the research and development for pontoon boats is hilarious. So what happens is the owner, president, CEO of Tracker Marine at that time, him and his yes men, and maybe a guest or two, because they got to feel special by hanging out with the rich guy, they come in and they have this platform boat, and they literally rearrange furniture, and they sit down and like, well, if we move the couch here and add a cup holder there, no, let's try this. And they would just literally move furniture around, and that was research and development for pontoon boats. It's like, how much R&D has to go into a pontoon boat? It's a platform on 2 or 3 tubes. And the accessories they put on, the consoles, the steering wheels, all that stuff is cheap, overseas, stuff that's bad for you kind of materials. Most people can weld aluminum that are welders, but making it look good, that's you got to push it. Like, like this might look opposite in the camera, but when you're welding aluminum, you do your patterns that direction. So if you got to weld like here, you got to start from here and go there, right? Steel, you can just literally trail behind and make it look good. And it's a matter of balance of gas, right? It's a matter of adjustment on the wire. If you're getting too splattered, your wiring's too fast, or your heat's not hot enough. If your heat's too hot and your wire or your wire's too slow, you're going to keep popping it inside the little bit thing that the wire comes out of, the copper tip. And so, start the truck here. I got my fridge and my cooler running, even though I don't have any real food in there. But anyways, that's kind of, that's my welding stories. So yeah, I might have to take Ratman up on his invite and go up to his shop and hang out and see if I still got it in the welding. I'm sure whatever welder station we'd go to, you guys are like, who's this dumbass? But you know, but custom metal, if you have the equipment, custom metal can be very lucrative. Like, you know, emergency services, like let's say, you know, you crack something on the truck or trailer, you know, you can get a mobile welding service to, you know, fix it so you get down the road or whatever. You can hear if the welder is set right. I hate hearing it make run wrong. Yeah, there's a perfect hum to it, or a perfect, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Before electricity, I was a certified AC tech by trade, and one trade that you're a welder, plumber, and electrician, among other things. Before electricity, you're not that old. Never pass up an invitation to play in a fabrication shop, right? No, my luck, I'd probably hurt myself again. Matheson, email hauler, files bankruptcy. LVC wants to talk truck. Yep. They, seems like a lot of the mail carriers are going out of, are filing bankruptcy. I think they're restructuring with theirs, though. They're not, like, completely, like, calling it a wrap. Uh-oh. That Peterbilt wasn't reading the signs. Now I'm that guy idling with my windows open. But anyways, less than 3 hours left, so we'll see what happens. But I think I'm gonna get off here. Thanks for helping me kill time. You know me, I don't like going over an hour if I can help it, because you know I'm pretty boring most of the time, and I don't really have an agenda. I don't really have anything important to say, because everything that's important that has to be said can't be done in 1 hour. I'm not going to talk about all the trendy things that everybody else is talking about, because to me it doesn't matter. It's pointless. It's arguments. I don't care. I can't express how much I don't care about what other companies and people are doing. I really don't. Post office paying them by the mile now instead of a load. It's a lot less money. Yeah, I mean, that's look, there's some full-scale cutbacks coming. You know, someone, Pneumatic Brit or Pigtail, they sent me an article about how the CEOs have just now decided that they're seeing the recession coming. And it's like, how can me, a low-life truck driver, can see the recession coming a year ago, realize that quicker than any corporate level executive? It's BS. They didn't want to sound the alarm until it was absolutely necessary. Because the minute that they sound the alarm, customers stop buying stuff. No one takes the chance. Bank loans go down. Bank loans get repoed. Debt goes through the roof. And then, boom. They're trying to keep that at bay for as long as they can, or at least until there's a war. Get a war, boom, economy goes up. Don't believe me, look at history. Look at World War I, and then we'll look at World War II. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We are exactly at an hour. I will actually keep this up so I can bore people on the replay. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the memberships. Thanks for you guys running this country if you're a truck driver. To be honest, Steve, it's almost to that point where the cost has overwhelmed the rates. We've been slowly going broke since 1972. Says the dude. I agree with that. Check out this truck. Nice truck. Oh, damn it. I like how people assume that container trucks are all pieces of crap. Not that guy. Oh, dude, you're not going to be able to flip a Yui in here. He's going to blindside. Or back up to the fuel island. I bet that's what he's doing. Yep, that's what he's doing. Anyways, have you heard anything related to DEF and the emission system? Yeah, it sucks. But I know like last winter there was a lot, or last summer there was a lot of DEF pumps and DEF dozer valves and, you know, a lot of DEF sensors that were going out because the DEF was getting watered down a little bit. The formula had changed and just a little bit. That was screwing up everybody. I don't know if that's still happening. I need to get DEF on this trip. But what about time management and stuff? I don't know. Buckeye girls, stay safe. So did you get the pink toolkit from Jeffrey? No, I did not. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the memberships. Thanks for just you being you. All right, peace.